China's economy is collapsing. White-collar workers now pay to work, and Shenzhen is doomed. The worst-off people now are not those who have not received education, but those who cannot find a job after graduating from college. I found a problem at a class reunion today. There are 6 people in a dormitory, 4 of whom cannot find a job. Later, I found out that the other 2 are delivery men.
4个找不到工作，后来才发现，另外2个是送外卖的。
I worked hard to get into college and studied for 4 years. Isn't the purpose of going to college to find a good job? As a result, after 4 years of college, I can't find a job at all. To be honest, I actually regret going to college a little bit. If I hadn't gone to college, I would earn 3,500 yuan a month as a waiter, with food and accommodation. But what happened to me after 4 years of college? I can't even find a job that pays 4,000 yuan. In recent years, China's economy has been sluggish, and unemployed people are everywhere. However, there are a large number of college graduates in the mainland every year, and the problem of unemployment after graduation is difficult to alleviate. Even in Shenzhen, it is difficult to find a job. Some college graduates have finally found a job, but after deducting necessary expenses, the remaining money is simply not enough to maintain a minimum living. Today, we will talk about related topics. Recently, a female law graduate in China cried that her monthly salary was 2,500 yuan, and 1,800 yuan would be deducted for Social Security, leaving only 700 yuan, which is equivalent to a daily salary of only a little more than 30 yuan. She explained, "Why do you have to pay Social Security? Because you must have a record of paying Social Security to get a trainee lawyer certificate. If you don't pay Social Security, you can't become a trainee lawyer, and you can't become a professional lawyer." My boss told me that my Social Security is deducted from my salary. The original salary of 2,500 yuan, after deducting 1,800 yuan for Social Security, leaves only 700 yuan. I work 22 days a month, which means that my daily salary is only a little more than 30 yuan. Why do I have to pay for insurance? Because if you want to get a trainee lawyer certificate, you must have a record of paying Social Security. If you don't pay Social Security, you can't become a trainee lawyer. If you can't become a trainee lawyer, you can't become a professional lawyer. I spend 6 yuan to take the subway every day to go to work, and it costs 12 yuan to go back and forth. I have to eat, and I pay to go to work every day. The woman said that law students must have experience to be a company's legal affairs, and the competition for civil service examinations is also very fierce. Only graduate students can become judges and prosecutors. She cried and said, "Law students nowadays are so pitiful. I still rely on the money I earned as a tutor and the money my grandparents gave me. Otherwise, how can I survive? I'd rather not survive. I don't have a penny and I have to work every day to pay for it." This video resonated with mainland netizens. Some said, "We have all experienced what you have experienced. Just hold on. It will be fine if you hold on. Don't cry, kid. You will get used to it slowly. Everyone is a cow or a horse." There is a joke on the internet that it is not easy for a boss to recruit a driver with a monthly salary of 2,000 to 3,000 yuan. But if you want to recruit a trainee lawyer with a monthly salary of 2,000 to 3,000 yuan and let him work for you, write materials, and be your driver, then you will definitely have a lot of applicants. This female blogger is a lawyer. She thinks it is more difficult for law students to find jobs this year than in previous years. I think it is more difficult for law students graduating this year because I found in the lawyer group that the recruitment of intern lawyers and paralegals has decreased, which is related to the lawyers' business volume. In the economic winter, the lawyers' business volume will also decrease and be affected, so naturally, the demand for paralegals and intern lawyers will also decrease. Even companies want to lay off employees, and the lawyer industry is the same. It's not that we don't work hard. On the contrary, I think we work very hard. How bad is the employment situation for law? As the best major in liberal arts, its employment is very representative. If the employment of this good major is not satisfactory, then where is the way out for other liberal arts majors? Yesterday, I found 7 undergraduate law students from Guangxi University and learned about their and their class's employment situation, which is much worse than I expected. First of all, there is the issue of the employment rate. Many of their classmates have not found a job yet. Including the classmates I interviewed, several of them have not found a job. They roughly estimated that the employment rate of their major is only 50% at most, which means that at least half of the students are still unemployed. Among the employed people, about 20% can pass the civil service exam. Everyone should know the status of law in the civil service exam. It is the largest major in the civil service exam. There are the most positions, the best departments, and the least competition. Under such circumstances, only 20% of the people pass the civil service exam every year. Among the students who pass the civil service exam, most of them are civil servants in 4th and 5th tier cities or in some county towns. In better cities like Nanning, Guilin, and Luzhou in Guangxi, the proportion is not very high because these places are also very competitive. The blogger said that there is another destination for law graduates, which is to work as lawyers in law firms. However, very few people go to law firms. Why? Because they have to pass the bar exam, and the pass rate of the bar exam is very low. Even if a powerful relative helps the graduate enter a law firm, he will not make any money in the first 5 years of working in the law firm. It is good enough if the monthly salary can support himself, and some people can't even support themselves. He suggested that if you want to be a lawyer, it is better to go to cities in developed provinces because the more developed the region, the more lawsuits there are, and the more people hire lawyers to fight lawsuits. The woman said that the employment rate of law graduates in her university is the lowest. I am a fresh graduate this year, majoring in law. I found a problem. The counselor told me that our law school's employment rate this year is the lowest in the whole school. I was thinking about what happened. Did all the law majors take the civil service exam? Do you have to wait until you have taken the national exam, the provincial exam, and various exams before you know whether you have landed or not, and then look for a job? Who is studying law? Don't study it. The employment rate is the lowest. The employment rate of law has been the lowest for 10 consecutive years, and it is actually called the best major in liberal arts by many people. Not only is it difficult for law students to find jobs, the overall economic environment in China is deteriorating, and the same is true in Shenzhen. Many companies have closed down, and many people have lost their jobs. Blogger Mr. Jiang said that there are also many empty shops in Shenzhen with transfer notices. In the area of Huarun Vanguard Food Street in Longhua, a whole row of empty shops are written for transfer. Such a good location is idle and no one rents it. Many small companies in Shenzhen have closed down, and large companies are also cutting salaries and laying off employees. The most saturated now may be food delivery men and online car-hailing drivers. There are now more wolves than meat. After most people are laid off, they will choose to work as food delivery men, couriers, or online car-hailing drivers to make a transition. Moreover, Shenzhen is a city with high consumption. An ordinary salary for an adult can no longer support a family with children, so most men and women work, and both men and women, young and old, work outside. It is unbelievable to what extent companies are laying off employees now. One person gets one salary, but he has to do the work of 2 to 3 people. He wants to quit and is under great pressure, but he has to earn this wasteful job because he doesn't know if he can find a better job in the future after quitting. There is no way but to force yourself to become a tool man. Is it the same in your place?
I have been in Guangzhou for half a month, and I haven't found a job. I am going to collapse. I thought I could easily find a decent job in Guangzhou, and I was so picky. Now I just want to have a job and income. You may not believe it, but in Guangzhou, many delivery men sleep in bridge holes. In order to save money, they are reluctant to rent a house, eat and sleep outdoors every day, and go to deliver food after waking up, just to save money to support their families. If it is not forced by life, who would be willing to live such a wandering life? As China's economy continues to decline, the unemployment problem is becoming more and more serious. Some people who are unemployed do not want to let their families know, so they pretend to go to work every day and stay in the library, Starbucks, etc. for a day. White-collar workers have a hard time when they are unemployed, and the lives of lower-class people are even harder. In big cities like Guangzhou and Shanghai, some workers set up tents and lived under bridges to save rent. After being exposed by the media, they were cleared out by the authorities. Today, we will talk about related topics. Recently, many mainland netizens have been shouting on the internet that they are unemployed and can't find a job. Some netizens said, "I have been unemployed for 4 months. Many people around me who are working dare not resign. They hold on no matter how hard or tiring it is." There are also messages saying, "I am 37 years old and have been unemployed for 3 years. When I was unemployed in the first year, I kept looking for a job, but basically everyone disliked my age. Now I have given up and returned to my hometown to lie down there." Some netizens said, "I can't find a job in Shanghai. Let me tell you about the current employment situation in Shanghai. I left my job at the end of July 2024, and I haven't found a job until now. Doesn't it sound outrageous? I worked as a financial manager in a well-known company for 7 years and led a small team of 7 people, but I couldn't find a job. Is there something wrong with me? I tell you it's not my problem, but the current employment situation is too severe. I started to use job search software at the end of August, and so far, I think there are only 20 to 30 jobs suitable for me. The key is that most of the recruitment information has not been updated for 4 or 5 months. As a result, even if I actively contact 100 people in the recruitment market, only 3 or 5 will respond to me. Netizens lamented that it is too difficult for college graduates with no family background to find a job. I am really going to collapse. Is it so difficult for college students to find a job now? Are college students without family backgrounds really unemployed after graduation? After graduating from college, I found that college students are really everywhere now, and there are a lot of them. Today is July 21st, 2024. It has been more than half a month since I left school. I rented a small single room outside. Every day I submitted resumes on several recruitment platforms, but they were all ignored, and there were very few replies. Many people are unemployed now, but they don't want their families to know. So they go to Starbucks, order a cup of coffee, and surf the internet for a day. Some people go to the library every day and sit there, pretending to go to work. Some people go to the study room, pay dozens of yuan, and sit there for a day. And some go to the gym and work out with a briefcase. Recently, more and more people are pretending to go to work. Groups of unemployed people go to the library and sit there from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. They put a laptop in front of them and stay there all day. Under the wave of unemployment, libraries have become invisible workplaces. In order to maintain the illusion of daily life and avoid family worries, libraries are also crowded on working days. Today, I came to Guangzhou Library to see the appearance of Guangzhou Library and to see if there are any handsome men and beautiful women inside. What are they doing? Are they reading seriously, studying, or sleeping? Or are they in love? As soon as I came in, I saw many people playing with their phones and sleeping. Most of the people in the area you see now are studying hard, and some are watching movies on their computers. Basically, those sitting on the sofa are sleeping, playing with their phones, etc. And few people are studying or reading. Everyone is sleeping soundly, so I won't disturb them. This is the real situation of Guangzhou Library. Every time I come here, I see many people sleeping here. Too many people have to sleep under bridges. Life is too difficult. There are videos showing that there are a large number of unemployed young people living under the Guangdong Bridge. They don't have a fixed job or money to pay the rent. Sometimes they rely on picking up waste and selling it for money to exchange for food. There is a group of young homeless people living under the Guangdong Bridge. They don't have a fixed job. Living under the bridge, they refuse to leave despite persuasion, because once they left, they would face high living costs such as rent, water, electricity, fuel, rice, oil, and salt. When they were hungry, they gathered together to cook noodles, and there was not even a single vegetable to be seen inside. Sometimes they would also broadcast live, dreaming of when they would be rich and prosperous. But most of the time, they could only make ends meet by picking up some waste. I didn't expect that there would be so many young vagrants in this peaceful and prosperous world. In addition to young people who can't find a job, there are also some unemployed and indebted middle-aged individuals living under the bridge, as well as delivery workers, couriers, and street vendors. Many people don't even have tents or quilts, and they lack adequate clothing and food. They can't afford the rent. The rent in Guangzhou is over 1,000 yuan per month, while their monthly salary is only slightly more than 3,000 yuan. Living in a bridge hole can save them more than 10,000 yuan a year. In addition to sleeping in bridge holes, some people sleep in parks, internet cafes, or on the street to avoid paying property fees, management fees, and water and electricity bills. Here are the homeless individuals sleeping under a bridge hole in Shenzhen. More than a dozen people are sleeping under this bridge, all under the age of 30. In this narrow bridge hole, sleeping in a tent is neither breathable nor ventilated. There are many mosquitoes during the day and insects at night. An unemployed young man, Xiao Shu, pseudonym, said that a large number of factories in Kunshan had shut down, and workers who were unwilling to leave did odd jobs to make a living. However, there were fewer odd jobs this year, and the daily wage had dropped to 130 yuan. They lived in the bridge hole, enduring hunger and cold. He said, "Now we all live in the bridge hole, 20 people. The cold weather is unbearable and we can't stand it. We have tents, but there are too few quilts and clothes. There is no job. I am an unemployed drifter, and I have been unemployed for 3 years. I can't find a job. No one wants me. I also want to do food delivery, but I don't have an electric bike. I'm too poor to buy one. Wow, what a strong smell. There are really people living here. They used boards to renovate and live in this space. It's completely full. Look at the ground here. They use firewood to cook, and the doors are all locked." In a park in Guangdong, several unemployed young people were living and sleeping on benches, but they were driven away by policemen and not allowed to stay there. The trees in the park still had their spare clothes hanging on them. In Guangzhou, Shanghai, and other big cities, people sleeping under bridges were also driven away by the authorities.